All right, everybody, capital of Canada. So why isn't everybody moving here? Cheaper real estate, so much better. It is very safe. So let's look around and let's find out.
This next piece is a recent addition to the Guard's musical legacy, Canada's Welcome to King Charles III, composed in May 2024 by Pipe Major, Master Warrant Officer Alan B. Clark, and performed most recently to honor the King's visit to Canada.
La pièce suivante est un ajout récent.
So this is it. Everybody here, beautiful weather.
Canada's Welcome to King Charles III, composé en mai 2024 par le compositeur major adjudant maître Alan B. Clark et interprété plus récemment pour honorer la visite du roi au Canada.
All right, folks, truly, why isn't everyone moving here, right? The average home is somewhere around $680,000. The average pay annual is around $68,000. So if you really do the math and if you start to compare the graph everywhere else in Canada, this actually makes sense, right? It is pretty clean. It looks out of a postcard. Everything looks like a castle-like, right? Like it looks heritage. It feels so old. It feels so nice. It's clean. It's touristy. It is amazing, right? So why isn't everybody actually moving here? And this is why I'm trying to make this video. So let's get right into it, right? So they're saying a living cost, rent, transportation, and groceries, it's kind of difficult. I mean, but listen, I can say that for every city, right? Like in comparing to Toronto, the average home in Toronto now is actually around $1.1 million. So if we would compare, so that's easily a 30% cheaper real estate right here in Ottawa, right? So, but what is the catch, right? Like I keep saying, why isn't everybody moving here? I mean, like if everything is so much better and if everything makes sense and the pay cut comparing to the average of Toronto is not that big of a difference, so why not move here? So real estate inventory and market shift. So inventory spiked from 1,170 to 3,454 active listings in just 24 months. So something is happening here, and you know the prices the prices have feathered down a little bit, not as much. However, the inventory spiked abnormally, right? Like it's something that Ottawa has not seen in a while. So the question is why? Like it feels like that at some point a lot of people were moving in here and then a lot of people want to move out of here. So what is the reason? I truly don't know, but if you have any experience or if you live in Ottawa, please comment below, because I don't want to tell you a story or state something that I truly don't know, right? All right, so let's continue. Breaking down mortgage qualification, living expenses, and debt, right? So the trap of $68,000 salary annually. I mean, you're not broke, but you're trapped. All right, guys. So we know. I mean, cheaper real estate, the earnings, it's right there. But why isn't everybody moving here? So I have a couple of questions. Something that I thought about. And I just want to go over these questions with you. By the way, like just walking down the streets of downtown Ottawa feels good, feels nice. I mean, everything is clean, like you can feel the white collar, everything seems to be intact. People are these are the office buildings, I'm assuming commercial style and all of that stuff. But I can feel the pace of living much slower versus, comparing it to Toronto and maybe some other towns. Like even Montreal is busy. When I kind of, when you're there, like I'm just trying to assess the feeling, how I currently feel in this town. So yes, Ottawa feels great. Now let's get into the questions. So why would people move from, let's say, Toronto? Why would people move from here? Some have, but I heard a lot of them complain about the distance being from GTA, because a lot of family, even though it's only 4 or 5 hour drive, it's not as bad, but people feel that distance is kind of not cool, right? Like, but it could be a personal opinion or whatnot. Like, but a lot of people obviously don't like to commute, right? So they say that was the one thing: smaller job market and slower career growth. Yes, so we can argue this depending on the sector, but I heard that people obviously here don't have as much choice when it comes to employment, like either a white collar or you're working for government or whatever it is. So if you're not in that type of sector, you might have a hard time, right? So I heard that when I spoke to some people when I was trying to kind of make this video and whatnot. Like I interviewed, it's just too bad, like not a lot of people want to be on camera and stuff like that. Like I would love if people would want to be on camera and I ask them questions directly, right? Terry Fox, you remember Terry Fox, guys? Anyways, so cultural or lifestyle limitations, yes. So many said that they kind of felt that the city is a little bit smaller in size, and it's also a sleeping city, right? Like there's not much happening at night, like not a crazy nightclubs or lifestyle. So it's family oriented, it's very chill, not much happening. So a lot of people didn't like that. So weather conditions, even though we have it cold in Toronto, like I mean down here, like like people, like if you've ever been to Ottawa in winter times, I'm telling you, it gets very cold very quickly. And plus on top of that, if it's a sleepy town, it might get very lonely for some of you folks, right? But again, like think about it, an average home is $680,000. I mean, if you had a job, like wouldn't you trade that? I don't know. Lack of buzz and perceived opportunity, we already said that, right? Like lack of buzz, yes, I can see that. And I'm sure, like if you would like be out of a job, a particular job, like a niche job or something like that, it would be hard to replace in a city like that, comparing to Toronto and Vancouver or some of these other cities, I mean, like where things are buzzing all the time, right? So I think that's something that's something to definitely to think about. So now I want to get into the mental segment, and this is just something what I like to say, like what do you want, right? I mean, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. I mean, it's just how it is. So if the mindset is right and you can have more affordability, right? Because we keep talking about affordability all the time, like housing affordability. We keep talking about, like I need to buy a home, I want to buy a home, right? So if you could actually move to Ottawa, right? Afford a property, live in a property, and have that mindset, right? Like a slower life, right? So I think it's definitely good, and I think Ottawa can offer that gift. I think nowadays, having that chill pace, it's definitely a gift nowadays, because everywhere, wherever you turn in Toronto, and even Toronto GTA, Mississauga and all around it, it's a mess. It's too much, right? One thing I want to note while I'm here, that I can feel the quality of stuff is a little bit different comparing to some other towns and some other cities. Obviously, you know, this is the capital, so like I'm sure they're investing a lot more into a capital, right? In any country, right? So that's good. I like to see that, right? So now, I think just summarizing everything quickly, I think that Ottawa can provide that balance between the work, the affordability, and everything else, right? But now the question is, why isn't everybody moving here? I mean, everything is set out. I mean, right here, everything is set out. You can move here. This to me feels like I don't know if you lived in Toronto maybe 25 years ago. This is exactly how Toronto downtown looked and felt like, you know, 20 years ago. So if you're looking for something like that, I mean, here it is, right? And yet people are still not moving to this neck of the woods. So the final takeaway, what I have heard, a couple of things, is the weather, job opportunity, and being away from family. I heard that a lot too. I don't know why, because it's not like, we're not talking, you know, 30-hour drive. It's like a 4-hour drive, right? So this is kind of what I've seen so far, what I kind of can feel so far. But I think overall, I would give Ottawa like a solid, you know, like an 8.5 out of 10 for sure, right? So I don't know. I mean, Toronto is Toronto, but it's busier, as mentioned in the video. It's much more aggressive. But again, do you pay the price? Yes, you do, because the average house in Toronto is 1.1 million. So I hope you enjoyed and you liked this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.